G'day there, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and congratulations to all of you. You've all done it. You found the champ dog. So first up, I just want to say Happy New Year to all of you. Thank you so much for the time you all spent with me last year, and I hope to see a lot of you back again this year. Here's to you, legends. So we're going to start the year off the best way that I know how, with some absolute nonsense. We're going to be jumping into the arena in just a moment, and I'm going to be showing this thing off to you. But first, let's have one more sip together, because I'm excited to see you all. Alright, why don't you shuffle up, and I'll see you in the arena. So this, my lovely legions, is Prismari ramp. This deck idea has been floating around in various forms in my head for a while, and I have seen people attempt to approach it. It's not very powerful, but it's something that appealed to me and looked really fun. It's based around a mechanic from Strixhaven, which is present in these three cards: Magma Opus, Elemental Masterpiece, and Creative Outburst. The idea being these are all high-cost instants and sorceries, but you can discard them from your hand for a small cost to create a treasure token. And ramp was present in a couple of other ways in the Prismari faction in Strixhaven as well. Galazeth Prismari, for example, also created a treasure and let you keep the treasures if you were using them to cast sorceries or instants. Prismari Command creates a treasure. And there's this ramp sub-theme about building up to big, flashy, specifically instants and sorceries. I loved this approach to ramp in a color pair that normally didn't get access to this, and with a slightly different emphasis to, say, green, where the idea is often to build up to big dominating board states. This kind of suggested the idea of the building up to a giant creative finale in like a musical piece or a dramatic performance. I loved it. This was my favorite faction in Strixhaven, and I always wanted to play around with this mechanic a little bit more. What got in the way of that? This guy here, Goldspan Dragon. Now, he seemed tailor-made for this sort of play style, but unfortunately, Izzet Dragons was a little too good. And then Izzet Ramp in general, typically building up with Epiphany recently, just a little too good, and it really sucked the fun out of this color pair for me. But I've still been wanting to do it for a while, and I just wanted to jump in and have some fun. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it. I've got 4 of each of these spells, because that's really what I wanted to build around in this deck. And when Lear was spoiled, I thought, that would work really well because I'm discarding these into my deck. If I can get Galazeth Prismari in play so I can keep the treasures, I can then play these things out of my graveyard with Lear, and I've basically created a fun ramp style that lets me play these big, ridiculous spells, only one of which is really particularly good. The other little synergy piece I've got here is a Freet Flame Painter, which is also from Strixhaven, and again plays into this theme of getting those big spells in your yard. When you get through with the Flame Painter, when it deals damage to a player, you can cast an instant or sorcery from your yard without paying its mana cost. So the obvious synergy there is you throw these into your yard, swing through with this, and get to play this ridiculous overcosted spell, well sooner than you'd otherwise be able to. The best part being the discard effect can be done at instant speed, so you can attack with nothing in your yard, get through the Flame Painter, and then before it deals damage, discard this. And it has double strike, so it triggers twice. So those are my ways of playing around with the graveyard synergy in the deck. We've got a few other ways of ramping, other than just turfing things to the yard. Prismari Command, as I mentioned, can produce treasures. Unexpected Windfall is a fairly popular one at the moment in the Epiphany decks. It helps you dig through your deck, get the cards you need, or get the cards, in my case, that you need into your yard there, create a couple of treasure tokens. Galazeth Prismari lets me use them and keep them. And I do have 2 Goldspan Dragons. This is just such a good way to ramp. It's an obvious piece that should go in a deck like this. I've limited myself to 2 Goldspan Dragons and 2 Lears because they're just so overrepresented and they're so individually powerful that having more of them, I mean, often you don't see more than 2 Lear anyway, but particularly with Goldspan, having more of them would threaten to make the deck more about that than about what I wanted it to be. And I wanted this to be lighthearted. I wanted it to be silly. Above all, I wanted it to be fun for me. So I've got 2 Goldspan Dragons. Divide by Zero is just a nice stall card. So we've got the little learn board as well. And I've got 4 copies of You See a Guard Approach. Now this can just tap something down and buy me a bit of time or help me get through with the Flame Painter, but it also allows me to give the Flame Painter hexproof to protect it if I'm trying to go that route. So that's the basic idea with the deck. I got blue-red lands, I got a couple of creature lands, but what we're really hoping to do is get these guys into the yard and either play them out of there for free with Flame Painter or play them out of there with Leer. Now, you're going to see a few things in this video. You are going to see me be able to do that. You're going to see me pop off and win a game with Flame Painter. You're going to see me cast some stuff out of the yard with Leer. And you are going to see at least one game where Goldspan Dragon wins on its own because it's Goldspan Dragon. I didn't even end up really needing the ramp from him. Just the 5-mana 4/4 Flying Haste can win games by itself sometimes. But overall, this is a pretty fun deck. I'm playing this in play queue because I didn't design this deck to be competitive. I, in fact, as I mentioned, specifically built this deck to be less competitive by limiting some of the pieces that I played with. I have more Galazeth than I do Goldspan because he's a little more synergistic with the actual game plan that I wanted to carry out, which is getting things into the yard and just replaying them. I just wanted to have some fun. I wanted to play against some silly decks and do some silly things because let's face it, if I was in Standard or Alchemy, I would not survive long enough to cast these guys. Or I'd survive long enough, but just never be able to resolve them because my opponent would be taking a million turns. So we're going to jump into play queue. We're just going to have a bit of silly fun to usher in the new year. Why don't you shuffle up? Let's get on with it. 10 does not seem great, but we can do a thing, so I guess we're going to keep it. I guess we are going to keep it. We can get an early Flame Painter, potentially, or we can wait until turn 4 and have protection for it. Demon Bolt? I'm guessing that's Demon Bolt since it's mono-red and this has all been Patel. And seeing this, I'm assuming there's a lot of burn in the deck. So I feel like this is a Demon Bolt which does 4 damage, so we shouldn't just slam down the Flame Painter. Cool. Yeah, so this just looks like a mono-red burn list. I don't know if that's the correct take, but it is what I have taken. Also, potentially should have just played Goldspan Dragon. I mean, it is a very powerful card, but we in this for the jank. Wait for them to commit another spell here. Oh no. To crush the weak. I totally did not think about that. Damn. Can't protect it now. Should have just given it hexproof the first time. But yeah, I had that red as a Demon Bolt, so... What do you do? Well, we do have the Magma Opus now at least, which should be fun. Should be fun. Obviously, this deck would have been better if we'd gone with the 4 of Goldspan, but I just don't want to lean too heavily into it. Like, I really wanted to play around with this treasure generation and getting things back with Lear. But this is whenever you cast a red spell, but I guess not. Cool. Opponent is going off here. I have 12 mana. I can afford to play this. I should have done it before playing a land though, so I now have 6, 7, 8. And I've still got 2 of these held up. Seems reasonable. So do I want to wait until they attack so I can ambush them with a token? Pyrite Sanctum, get out. Indestructible counter. Yeah, let's just get rid of Bergie now. I don't know if I necessarily would have gotten... I don't know if Bergie was what I was thinking of targeting, but it's where I am now. Just to create the maximum feels bad. What? I specifically wanted to use all of my treasures and leave 2 untapped blue sources for this. This game sometimes. This darn game. I'll just make the 2 4/4s here. What you got, Dominion? What you got? I probably need more card draw in this deck. And do they scoop? Feel like it's scoop time. Yep. On the draw again. Hand is crazy slow, but we're still going to keep it. Got the Holds Hand Dragon again. Yeah. Let's decline. So we discard one of these here, and then next turn we can either Unexpected Windfall or play out the Flame Painter. And given that there's all this open blue mana, it's probably going to be Unexpected Windfall in opponent's end step. Ooh, up against Grixis. I bet this gets countered. Yep. That's fine though, it's not the end of the world. We just need our opponent to tap mana for something. I mean, it was pretty brutal. We effectively just discarded a card for no reason. Like, let's not sugarcoat it. But whatever. We're in play queue. We're here to have fun. We are here to have fun. I mean, this will just get killed if I play it right now, right? Let's find out. My opponent's list does feel a little bit try-hardy for play queue. But I mean, mind you, if I'm depending on what I draw, if I'm like playing out Goldspan Dragon and Leer, I'm sure I'm seeming a little try-hard for play queue. This looks like it could well be a Grixis Hullbreaker list. So we could sack this treasure to generate 2 mana to discard Magma Opus to generate a treasure. It's a line we could take. I don't know why we would. So this is definitely an Epiphany. Yeah, so it won't be a Hullbreaker list. It'll be a Galvanic Iteration Epiphany list. Is yeah, very try hard for play queue. Yeah, so this is a Foretold one, and they're trying to save it to get the iteration on the same turn. Cool. You do you, buddy. Oh! Behold the multiverse. Okay. Alright, alright. Wow, I actually get a turn? That's unexpected. I do have access to 8 mana. Can test the waters with a Galazeth. Yeah, I don't dislike that because he will generate a treasure as well, and then I can Prismari command to blow up the Celestus and not have to sacrifice any treasures. They're going to double spell to kill off Goldspan here. Oh no, he already had 1 pip of damage, didn't he? Four treasures. So I can also just hold up divide by 0. Divide by 0, I divide by 0, sure. So I could go for Magma Opus here. So my opponent will generate a treasure. They could have another divide by 0. I have access to 5. I have access to 9 mana. Right, so they do have all the mana in the world if they want to go for this. They have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10 mana, which is more than enough to pay this, and 7. Yeah, so let's try to do this. Tap like this. Okay, they did not have a counterspell. Good to know. They do get to Teachings of the Archaics here, but that's fine. That's definitely not the end of the world. Yeah, who would have thought I'd jump into play queue and end up playing against Grixis Turns? Sure. Don't do it on Teachings. Okay. And they, I mean, what else are they going to bounce? That's an oopsie. That is an oops. Ooh, we get to go first. Only 2 lands, but I do have something to ditch. Oh, and I actually have the Leer for a change. So I guess I'm going to keep it. I'm going to lead on this. We actually get to do the thing our deck was designed to do. Oh, okay, I feel a bit bad. Again, I think I'm playing against someone with a starter deck. And so I'm going to seem like that dude last game who was playing Grixis Turns when I slapped down this Leer. I'm just going to seem horribly tryhard. But honestly, I could be dead by then. My deck is not designed to deal with this sort of aggression. So I probably have to unexpected windfall here. So I could get this just to kill something. Yeah, I know it's my go, mate. Like, we're in play queue. You don't need to stress out. So I'm just going to mute that guy. Get down an early Leer. Hope he survives. Do they attack all? They kind of should, right? Yeah, if they have a burn spell, they have a burn spell, and my guy's dead anyway. Back up, Leer. Hopefully he survives. Looks like he does not. And sadly, we just die here. Alright, back on the draw. Hand's kind of slow, but I'm going to keep it because I'm a mad lad. Let's see what Nacho has. It's not mono-white in play queue, is it? It's not... it's Lifegain in play queue. I don't know if that's necessarily better. I really don't. Says the guy with a handful of mythics. So with the guy with 2 mythics in hand and the most played counterspell in the format, and yeah, my opponent's totally gonna think I'm just playing classic. Is it? Oh wow. Lifegain train is in the station. Let's get my treasure. So I could Galazeth here. But I'm not under a huge amount of pressure, so I might just try to windfall. Highly unlikely something comes up that makes me want to divide by 0. The 4th cleric class, of course. And a gold span dragon? Really? So I've got divide by 0 held up, otherwise I can cast this. Oh, sorry, cash this in for a token. Oh no, I would have to sacrifice 2 tokens to do that. So I think I need to make sure I hit a land drop. And so rather than Leer, let's go for the Flame Painter. Yeah, the Leer and Gold Span is a little too high powered. Let's embrace the jank. Let's embrace the nonsense. Skyclave app. Oh, don't take my Flame Painter. Take Galazeth. Yes. Yes. That's the ticket. So I could Leer, bounce the Skyclave up. But we'll just see how they want to block here. Okay. That's not how double strike works, I'm afraid. Man, I have 8 mana here, so I can cast my Leer. I think I just hold it up. Aw, let me do the thing. On the draw again. And is far from wonderful. I have been doing alright keeping 2 landers, but usually when I have something to discard, which I don't have here. I probably shouldn't have kept this, but it's play queue. Never punished. I also should have led on the island, so I at least have the option of casting this. Not that I'm likely to want to. Ooh, sparring regimen. So I'll probably need to divide by 0 or something. Grand Master of Flowers. Take a Sciences place. I think this turn will be very similar to the previous turn. But we do have a masterpiece to discard. Look at that, I've ramped. I'm gonna go for it. Force them to deal with this.
Do enough to thwart.
So they probably tick up to try and make this unable to attack. No. That's very interesting.
Come, walk with me.
That is very interesting indeed. We get to do the thing, guys. We get to do it. Yay, go us. Down to this again. We're doing it. Yes. Yes, in your face. All right. I did the thing. I think we can stop now. All right, guys. Those are our games for today. Hope you enjoyed watching them. Just having some silly, nonsensical fun to start off the new year. Hope you guys all have a blast this year. Here's to you one last time. And now you all know what you need to do. So go ahead and do it. You stay brilliant. I'm going to catch you real soon.